Black Desert Online's The Land of the Morning Light expansion has officially launched, and it's bringing a whole lot of new content with it. Jump into a brand new story, take on new enemies, explore a whole new region, and defeat fearsome bosses based on traditional Korean folklore. If diving into the Land of the Morning Light sounds intimidating, don't worry. We've got you covered with 7 things you should know about your upcoming journey. Presented by Black Desert Online. Black Desert Online is a big game with a lot of content. That said, potential new players don't have to play catch-up before starting the Land of the Morning Light expansion. It's designed to be especially welcoming to newcomers, so you can start with the expansion from level 1. This should make it much easier to hang out with friends who are already well established in the game. If you'd rather go the traditional route, the original quest is still available as a starting point too. Land of the Morning Light is chock full of monsters, beasts, and locales that are inspired by Grimm's fairy tales as much as they're inspired by Korean myths and legends. People, buildings, and creatures are framed by picturesque scenery with a strong resemblance to Korea's landscapes. This union of cultures was an interesting challenge for Land of the Morning Light's design team, which hopes Westerners will immerse themselves in its unusual environments. Land of the Morning Light's unique community vibe also adds seasoning to these authentic depictions. Black Desert Online players famously spend ages assembling and tweaking their outfits, which adds a charming modern touch to a world teeming with traditional imagery. Black Desert's storytelling methods have been overhauled. Gone is the linear quest progression. Instead, you get to choose your path by selecting storylines in Talbol Village. The choices you make write the ending to your own tale, and your actions alter your ending accordingly. Each story in Land of the Morning Light is woven from Korean folklore. One example is the tale of Songgakshi, which revolves around the undeath of the infamous Korean ghost of the same name. As you follow the White Robe Spirit's questline, you learn the story of how she became such a tragic figure. With more than 80 story cutscenes and 40 vignettes to pursue, Land of the Morning Light will guide you through a living fairy tale. No more grinding in Black Desert Online's monster zones. In Land of the Morning Light, your main job is to tackle each ferocious boss. You can conquer them in any order, but whichever way you go, you can count on getting into a fierce scrap at some point. Beginners shouldn't worry much about getting overwhelmed. Each boss is ranked from Calamity Level 1 to Calamity Level 10. And as you might expect, Level 1 fights are easy enough for newcomers to digest, but higher level Calamity bosses can alter their attack patterns, and defeating them requires more organization and forethought. If you want to claim ultimate victory, you'll have to strategize which class, skill, and combat style will be most effective in Land of the Morning Light. But hard fights yield rich rewards, like rare crafting materials and a place on the public time attack charts. Take up your arms and do your best. Black Desert Online is mostly about flaunting your character's deep customization, and you can be sure that the preening and parading continues in Land of the Morning Light. Look for tons of new clothing options, including new fashions based on the Joseon era of Korea's history. There are also 2 Korean-style residences, as well as traditional Korean furniture for your house. A new ship, Panoksan, is likewise based on the ships of the Joseon era. If you want a companion for your adventure, look to the new pet Prankkebi. This cuddly little troll can detect hostiles and increase rare item drop rates. When it becomes more seasoned, it gains the ability to change its appearance to a fierce-looking goblin at night. It's still small and cute though. Woosa and Maegu are sisters as well as fierce rivals. One sister is affiliated with the Udo school, while the other the Chado school. The sisters embrace conflicting martial arts training methods and ideologies. Maegu's outlook on life resembles that of a Star Wars chaotic Sith, whereas Woosa's more resembles the lawful Jedi. Both sisters go through an awakening quest. Woosa learns to draw power from the Seocheon Flower Garden, a peaceful afterlife realm in Korean legend. Woosa's mid-range attacks utilize flowers, which bloom according to her needs. Maegu took a different path in life after dropping out of the Udo school to attend the rival Chado school. She finds her groove in her new home and learns how to wield fans with deadly efficiency. Whereas Woosa's flower-based attacks give her some room to move around, Maegu likes to get up close and personal with her fans. She can also command powerful fire attacks by calling on the power of the fox spirit, or she can utilize special skills that make her move at lightning speed. Woosa's Awakening was released on May 31st, and Maegu's Awakening is coming soon. Land of the Morning Light is running a summer season event from May 24th to July 26th. You can take on challenges that rain down rare rewards. Plus, you can take advantage of summer season's Hot Time. During Hot Time, you can earn 300% combat experience, 100% more skill experience, and 30% life experience. Another time saver is the minigame built on Land of the Morning Light's gathering system. Gathering resources in Land of the Morning Light might trigger a minigame based around the material being harvested, and winners will find themselves awash in rare rewards like the 1,000-year-old wild ginseng, which buffs players up for 3 months. Participating in these minigames can also earn you more materials, which cuts down on time spent gathering. Enter the Land of the Morning Light now. The expansion is free for players who already own Black Desert Online.